If you follow my channel, you may have seen the other day I did a start of a 535 over there in the workshop with just some carbs, these carbs that I just thrown on. They've not had a repair or anything. They were a bit rough on the diaphragms. The sliders don't come down equal amounts. Just general not nice carbs, but I got rebuild kit over here and I'm gonna put that in. I'm not gonna break the whole not gonna break the whole thing down. I'm just gonna take these covers off, sort the slides out, and pop that fuel pipe out, sort all the jets and the float balls, check everything's running clear, and that'll be enough because the choke systems seem to be working alright. So I'm not going to touch the chokes, and we'll see what happens. I'll just talk through it as I'm going through. So first thing I'm going to do is pull this fuel pipe off, because I don't think I can get this cover off. It's very close there. I didn't really want to take that fuel pipe off because it's a bit of a pig, and they've been so old now, it's probably not going to be reusable. So I've bought some more fuel pipe. I don't want to come off there. I need something to pry it with, I think. I'll just put my big screwdriver away. Don't really want to apply much force to that float ball either, so we'll go that way like that. That should pull it up and off. If one end comes off, at least I can just pull it off. Alright, it's a bit nearest me's moving. You can see there, that's moving. It's a stupid angle, really. Might get that off there. There we go. I'm just going to put parts in that bowl for now. These spares that you see in here are, can you see that there? This mashed set of carbs. I did show them on my other video as well. There's the air screws. Somebody's had a right hack away at that one, so that's basically ruined. And there isn't one in there, but I'm going to assume that they got that one out alright. So I have one spare carb, which when on the bike they go that way, don't they? So which one was it? Yeah, I've got a spare rear carb. So maybe I'll just sell that as is for somebody that needs a rear carb body. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have to turn this to get this off, because it's all just so close. So let's have a look and see. Now these came off the other day, so they should be nice and loose. Yeah, he says, because I nipped them up. JIS 2 screws. Don't use Phillips, don't use Posi. I'm going to say that in every video forever. I'm just going to pour fuel out of here as well, because the balls are full of fuel from starting it the other day. Now that feels weird. That feels like it's almost cross-threaded. I can see from the thread there it's not. Just loosen there. Where's that other JIS screwdriver? There it is. Longer handle. See if that still feels cross-threaded. It might just be side pressure. That feels better. Feels better already. Now, where's that fuel gone? Mind, one of them leaked. Well, at least one of them leaked. because I had to put a rice bowl underneath and catch all my fuel, so it might be that it's all just leaked out of both of them. You can get it out when there's no fuel pipe on there. Looking in there, you can see there's a little bit of fuel varnishing down bottom there, but really decent condition, I think. Decent. So we'll probably replace, oh, lose the screws. We'll probably replace this gasket. I'm assuming there's one in this kit, I need to check. And again, you can see the bottom, the old fuel just sat there. Look, cleaning up. So we'll clean all that up before this goes back together. That one's actually in better condition, isn't it? Oh, the Dremel's jumping down for a watch. Right, other float ball. Well, if this one leaks fuel now, or rather if this one's held its fuel now, I know that only that one was leaking, because it's only 2 days ago since I started it. No, there we go. We'll use that bit of fuel for washing parts. It's fairly new fuel, it's only about 2 weeks old. I filled my jerry can with super unleaded for kids' Pee-wee 80s to sell them. They've gone now, so I'm down to 2 complete 535s, and then about probably 80% of a 535. I do have a logbook and everything full, but I haven't decided what to do with it. So that one's got a grittier, we get it right, like grittier cack in there. Again, we'll clean that out. So it was the front one that was leaking fuel, and it was the front one that wasn't firing as well as the Rio. It did fire, but it just took a bit longer. Well, it might have been because it was leaking fuel and it didn't have any. Anyway, let's have a little tray. A little tray of something. Come here, hero tray. I'm just going to put these floats on that tray. Pop those little float valves out if I can. Just pull on it gently. Let's get some delicate pliers and get hold of it. There we go. They look pretty good. Gently, don't crush them. Yeah, they look pretty good as well. So far so good. Now there's some rubbers under the bottom of these blocks here, and this one looks like it's pushed in at an angle and a bit skew-if. So I think we'll have these out. Let's have a look. What's going on? Oh, there's crusty fuel around there. So you can see there all that crusty fuel falling off, look. Good, not silly tight either. short screw goes in bottom one. Does that block come out with that? Oh no, I think you have to undo that, don't you? Flat-headed, loutish screwdriver. That one. Pull down a bit of blue roll. Loose. There's a gasket under here, might want replacing. What I'm more interested in is those rubbers that look squished. There we go. Well, the gasket's pretty good condition. So the rubber I'm on about, you can see there, this one's misshapen because it's not been fully pushed in to there. It's been squished against body at carb. I can hear my horrific children. That's free now. Okay. So before I go any further, I'm going to pop these tops off and get the sliders off. You don't know, inside here is these sliders and diaphragms. Both these diaphragms have got pinholes. They are a different screw, so I'm going to put the screws for the diaphragm covers in a diaphragm lid. Them up tight, they wouldn't have been off 2 days. And again, I think it was that one that talks. Now, as I recall, they are security talks, and mine isn't, but it pushed far enough in to get it. That's it. In there. I did give these 1,000 grit sand the other day, so they're pretty good on that side. You can do with a bit of love on there, shine them up a bit. So then inside here, you've got these springs that push your slider down. These are your sliders, so get them out. And what you don't want is any pinholes or torn anything in your diaphragm there, and these ones I've got, when you hold them up to light, you can see pinholes of damage. Don't know if that'll show on camera there, let's have a look. There are, where my fingernail is there are pinholes of light when you hold it up to light, so a bit done for. I'm probably going to try and reuse the original Yamaha needles because I just think they're a better quality than the ones that come in the Amazon kit. People seem to worry about rebuilding carbs. It's not a dark art. It's just about doing things in the right order. Making sure everything's clean, making sure everything's set right. People seem to like to do single carb conversions. just because they can't seem to get each carb running equally. Which, my preference, to stick with the original if you can. So equally this this diaphragm, it's worse actually. You can probably see this one better on camera. Let's have a look. There's holes. Stretch it out. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but they're not good. They're done. They're done. But that side of things, I'm happy with. I popped them off the other day, give it a bit of a clean. So this one, I've unscrewed this side. This jet will now push through and can be pushed out that side. And there's a bit of corrosion on there, but it came out freely. I'll reuse these if I can. These are the bits that I think will be better quality than the kit ones. There's a little gasket there. Looks okay. Let's have a look. It might look alright, but then you start touching it and it's crispy. Yeah, a little bit of crispiness. We'll just leave that on there for now so I know where it's from. There's a bit of crud around where the fuel pipe comes in there. Nothing that won't brush off that. So let's pop this other block off. Gently does it. There we go. Does that one come out freely like the other one? A little push, a bit finger in there. No, maybe you need to get block off first. So we want GIS2. Looks a cacked up screw that, but it's come out quite easily. Small one at the bottom, long one at the top. Give this a little wiggle. And then these have certainly been rebuilt in their life at some point. That wouldn't come off there that easily. The gasket's stuck on there though. Come on. There we go. It's in good condition as that gasket. Put that in there. How's this doing? That's moving freely now. Push it through. Dip it out. There we go. That one looks slightly better condition than the other one. And there's that little rubber O-ringy gasket there. Overall, pretty good that. So let's have a check. The other jet. Will that fit in there? Well, it will. When you're doing these brass fittings, use the biggest screwdriver you've got. That'll fit in the hole. Yeah, I can see straight through that. It's certainly not blocked. We'll give it a little rinse in petrol anyway. I'll get it with them two big ones. And we'll blow airline through all passages on that. There's another one down there that's probably Yeah, that's it. That's your emulsion tube. Let's have a little look at that on the daylight. So it's clear down it. I can't tell if the side holes are clear or not. I can't. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. So there's 3 on each side there. I think one's blocked there. Yeah, so that one's a little clean. And what else is on that? Oh, that bent little rubber. There's nothing down that one, is there, as I recall? Let's have a little feel. Oh, there's something in there. Oh, is that done? Another little jet, and it's possibly blocked. What's the airline? It's not blocked now. Wash. Keep that airline to hand. Essential kit when you're doing a job like this. Let's see what we got. A bit of something to clean the bottom of this carb. I'm going to get a soft brush. Look what comes in this Amazon kit. So it comes with, it's got 2 diaphragms and basically the whole assembly there, but it doesn't include the needle in there, that needle at the bottom. Again, I'd rather use the Yamaha ones anyway, but the needle might be in here. Oh, it is. It is, but I don't trust the precision on that. It's quite a critical thing. Well, it's nice, they come with a little fuel neck. So this bit here, so you could, if you can get that to move, you could pull it out and you'd have a new, because there is a little fuel filter in those. You see the little dome filter on top. The main thing I wanted out of these was this gasket. Or O-ring, we're going to call it gasket or O-ring. So, let's have a look what that looks like. I've scrubbed it a little bit. Trays made of, that might melt too. Yeah, let's get it loose. just gonna get a little grip of that. As soon as I've seen they're in that Amazon kit, get a little grip of this and see if I can turn it. That's not going to come out so easily. I know you can tap them out that way, but I've worries about it resealing. And fuel was flowing freely, so we're not too worried about the filter. One thing I do need to worry about is this surface. I need to get this nice and clean so we don't have a fuel leak, because we know for a fact there's a fuel leak there. So let's give the other side a spray. A scrub, loosen up those bits of crud. Compressors made for best audio, but I ain't the BBC. Just me pottering like a shed. I ought to be out riding today, I suppose, but we're going to have a barbecue later on. Not shifting that fuel in that one, the muckier one. So I'm going to use a slightly harder brush. I'll be back. Cleaner brush, really. Here's what it is. Something cleaner than that to just put it down on. So I'm going to move that carefully to there, and I'm going to pull on another sheet of never-ending blue roll. Just put that down there. In fact, I'm going to blow airline over just going to run a Stanley knife blade across top of there and just take off any rough. Rusty Stanley knife blade. Get the second one out. That's got it. As we put that one back. Oh, it's a genuine one as well, not even an Amazon jobby. You can see there, even after it's been scrubbed there, this was on this surface where this gasket was. You don't want to be scratching it, just take the top off. Makes it hard because there's a lip here. See there, there's bits. What have you done?
Drop my earpiece.
Right.
Out from my ear. It's mucky now.
Okay. Come here with it.
Can you help? I'm hands full with
Okay.
everything. That's my ear. Look, my hands are ringing. To wash my hands before I get any more. I'll wash my hands.
I'll blow it over with airline for you. Fine. What? What? What?
Brilliant, thank you.
dry fuel, it probably wouldn't have mattered in there because that's the outlet. Brush around here. I don't know if it's somebody tried to seal it in the rubbers or it's just crispy fuel, I'm not really sure. But around the outside of this goes in those bottom boots that go to your cylinder head. You don't want any air leaks there. Bigger screwdriver in that. Is it too big? Yep, it's too big. This one should fit. Out. Come on. Just caught on a thread. Yep, there we go. Let's have a look at them. I can already see daylight through that one. Good. And well, that was a much bigger hole. So the daylight one, I wonder if that's a bit blocked. Let's run a bit of air backwards down it. Still looks tiny. Ah, that's better. Much bigger hole. And it could be something as simple as that that stops you running. Though I think that one, these are from the choke or fuel enrichener, as it actually is. It's not a choke. nice big hole down them now. But you can see that one on camera, they're so big. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at that. The massive hole. Pop them straight back in. And the thread. Come on. Let's cut it. Very easy to cross thread these, so don't assume you've got the thread first shot. Happy with that. Spray mechanism is pretty free on these. Now, something I mentioned on my other video when we first started that bike was the broken heater on this one. So I think I'll just pinch this one off here. Because this one, that one looks alright. This one looks to have took a knock, and top end's broken. So I'll just take that off. I don't think you really need carb heaters on these, but I've heard they can ice up a bit, so we'll put them on. Looks like a 10. They have. It's a 10. It's a 10. There we go. Snug in there, but we can get in. Socket would have probably been better. I don't think I've ever actually took one of these off. And the other two sets that I refurbed, I just left them on. They were in good working order. That was it. So I presume that's just like a bit of just a heater plug. Let's take this one off. This one actually looks different. Looking at them side by side, that is slightly taller than that. Let's have a look. Oh, it's got a collar on it. That one didn't have. That one's got a collar on it too. So let's have a look. The plugs are the same length, just this collar. Does that go through? Does it just stop there? It seems to just stop there. I don't know. I'm just going to put this in.
like, I was shocked. I thought we've got a lot left.
There was about a third of a bag.
Oh, what? Well, alright. Thought there were like loads left.
Turned it into an Alan Milliard video, this.
Are you filming?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Say hi, Quenny.
Hi.
Well, Tracy baking next.
Huh? I'm not baking.
Alright. The heater plug nipped up and not snapped off. Let's get rid of some of this. We're accumulating fluid on it. Go on then. Egg tart. Yum. Right. File that. Right. I'm happy with that. I brought airline over it again. Another one I've missed. Oh, it's a bad day for this. This one. There we go. Let's have a look. Oh, that was a massive struggle to block that. Look at that. Camera, yeah, massive hole on that. Yeah, generally it's not going to be a really thick one like that that gets blocked up. It's going to be one of the little pinholes. Pilot jets. If your pilot jet blocks up, you generally find bike only runs on higher throttle, fine, or fine-ish, and it runs with choke, but it won't idle. There's a kick on that one. Little metal fibre. Quite mucky though. Clear, but they're mucky. Squirt some tutti frutti down there. Just give it a wash out. That one. It's coming out somewhere, so what does that run to? Washed it through. More blue roll. Put them straight back in. Wash some cack out actually, I can see. Rip these up, we'll get rid of that cack. Yeah, drop some cack in that bowl around there. Blow that away. screws. We'll have air screws out now. Let's have a little look at them. Now, I'm just aware that I've dropped one of these O-rings somewhere. I've probably blown it across the workshop. There'll be one in here. Yeah, there's one there. There's one there, so I'm not too worried. See if I can see it. That airline will have blown it into oblivion somewhere. Not to worry. We have more. Right. Let's take that away because it's soaked. And work on a fresh piece. It's not. Pleased with that. Well, what we'll do, blow airline backwards down fuel pipe. Just in case there was anything stuck in a little gauze filter, blast it out. Cold coffee. Maybe I should have done this as a live video. If you think I should do a live video like this, then let us know. I'm never really sure what to do as content. I just record what I do. These surfaces now. It was leaking on that one. That's probably just because I slapdashed it back together. Right. Now, I'm going to clean this. A little bit of khaki fuel on it. Let's take that O-ring off. Best way to clean this. Tempted to get it in my drill chuck gently and just spin it with some cloth. Let's see if we can do that. Get a drill battery. Have I got more of these if I wreck it? No. Don't think I'll wreck it. I'll do it with a bit of finesse. So, my idea is get hold of it like that, gently, like that, and then get a cloth and a bit of cleaning spray. So put a bit of that on it. backwards. Let's get all that cack off it. Up to that end. Yeah, I think that worked nicely. Let's do it. Do it again on the other end. The thing is, I don't want to grip it. The gentlest of touch. They haven't rolled it properly.
Oh!
Your alarm went off. Right. There you go, there's just a bit on that very end bit. It does look like it's scratched there. It shouldn't affect anything, though. Right. So I'm gonna. Should I put the choke block back in first? Choke block. So these want to clean up, don't they?
Hey, Bobo.
Get up camera there. The choke block. It's not too bad. A bit of crispy fuel around bottom there that was sat in bottom of the float ball. It's not choke block, jet block. Any right. I'm sure somebody will have commented on that already. Have a quick. Blasting out at the back, is it? So that passage runs to there. And there. Where's that one go? That's a screw hole. So that's that one. Now inside this jet block, when you put this main jet down, I've been cleaning, it's got a groove in it there, and that tallies up with, let's see if we can get that on camera, there's a notch in there, so when that comes through from the other side, make sure it slots there, don't force it, make sure it's lined up. So let's put that on. There's a gasket for it. How's that gasket looking? Pretty good. Yeah, we'll reuse that. Good. So we'll put these jets back in. So it was, get it right. The emulsion tube. So it was this one. Again, I'm going to check these are all clean as well. Yeah, massive gap in that one, that's alright. A bit of crusty fuel on it though. Let's have a bit of a scrub there. I don't want to use a metal brush on this really, because I don't want to cause any damage. But I also don't want to use the ones from the Amazon kit, because I bet the tolerances are better on this one. Assuming it's Yamaha, it may well not be. So where's my massive screwdriver? There. Nip that up. And then emulsion tube. Let's have a look at this emulsion tube. So there's tiny holes on the sides of these. And if you hold them up to light, you should be able to see through them three and out of them three if they're clear, and if they're not, you need to clean it. So holding it up there, you can see through. Yeah, all six, both sides. Nice, happy with that. I'll just give it a quick airline. So yeah, I can see through every hole in that. So we'll drop that into our block. And use my biggest screwdriver that can fit down that hole. Again, don't over tighten these, they are brass and you'll just bend them. Now this one has got a tiny hole on it. See the size of the jet there on the end. Absolutely minuscule. Well, this one's not blocked, but you still struggle to see through it. So I'm going to have a little squirt on it and blast my airline through it. Puff of mist came out of their end, which is a clue that it's clear. And then that one goes in there. So that's all them in, and then the rubber bungs I talked about that were misshapen on the other one. The Amazon kit doesn't come with those. Not to do, isn't it? But it doesn't. So we're reusing that, but we will put it in properly this time. So that one goes in there. And it should push right up like that. Better. So previously it wasn't pushed right up like that, it was about 1 millimetre, 2 millimetres off. And then this bigger one. Just everything off. Now, as I remember, it's to go a certain way. Yeah, I think that flat face just goes towards that other rubber. Towards that other hole. Let's go with that then. So those three bottom ones in, top one will come to gasket in place. There's nothing I've unscrewed from there, is there? No. So put this block down like that. Now push. Don't forget the rubber. That little rubber sits there. Now I would push the main through before you put this block in place for its final fitment. So what I'm going to do is take that rubber off, because I will drop it. Longer spindly fingers or pliers to just hold it, because it drops down through there. That's it. Now keep your finger behind you or it will slide down. Put that rubber on now, that O-ring. Make sure your gasket's in place. And then when you put your jet block on, make sure this notch on this main jet I was on about lines up. The reason I do it that way is if you try and put your jet block in first, and it's 0.5 millimetre out of line on the screws, you can't get that main tube in afterwards. And then put this on, don't forget your washer and this brass screw. Now again, I'm not going to nip that up fully tight yet. I'm going to put these two screws in first. Now remember what I said as I took them out. Long one at the top. Short one at the bottom. Now that everything's located, right, that screw's filthy. I'm not happy with the head of that screw. We'll give that a clean. The other one any better? Much. Not happy with that, because that screw is the head of the screw, but it is then submerged in petrol once it's in there. So I'm gonna get my little wire brush and my little glove. I'm just going to clean the cack off the head of that, because you don't want any of that coming loose in your float ball, because that's just introducing problems, isn't it? Look at that, a couple of seconds, shiny screw. Just pop airline on top of it, make sure we get any cack that's sat in the cross on top. See it there, just pulled jet block down as I nipped it up. finger loose, big loutish screwdriver in there. Right, float. Now these floats look spot on. The needle valve of the floats look spot on. So I'm going to put that one in. No, I'm not, because my fingers are too big. I'm going to use these tiny pliers, which are magnetic, which I'm not sure is going to help me. To slide it in like that. There we go. And then I'm going to get my float, make sure that's clean. Let's have a little scrub of the float. So these floats, they've got a little leg on them there, which this little tang here needs to slide over. Get it in the right position, you should find if you blow in your fuel pipe like this, you can hear it hissing, and as you close it with your float, it'll stop. Just listening there for where it fully closes. It's almost horizontal, so I'll see if other one's the same. Just going to check that float, get that little valve can't turn round and come unhooked. It's hooked there. It's hooked. I'll show you on camera there. We're a bit far away, aren't we? But now you can see as your float moves, the little valve moves up in there. So when I was getting to horizontal there, it was sealed. I wasn't blowing it anymore, but there's still a bit of room to go. So one of the problems of this was the fuel leak, which I've cleaned that surface now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this seal out of here, because we've got ones in that Amazon package. I'm going to run this just over some 1000 grit to smooth it off. Then we shouldn't have any fuel leaks then. I won't just rip it out, because you just don't know if you're going to need it again. Just let it have a soak there in that petrol and stuff. Right, 1000 grit, I had it the other day, it's there. All I did was a bit of back and forth, turn it 90 degrees, bit of back and forth. Shiny mating surface. It's a bit more around these screw edges here. It doesn't take long. Apply a bit more pressure that side where it screws out. It's nice and clean, isn't it? Good. So, a bit of the Amazon kit that I want. A fresh fuel seal. It's good enough that I can wiggle it into place. Just trying to jump out here, but what's that going to do? Let me get it on there. No, because I don't want to nip it as well. That's it. That's it. There we go. Nothing nip in there. That's good. That's good. So we had 3 screws, and they're all same size, and one with security Torx head. Oh my god, is it going to be the last screw I look at? Did I not put them in here? What's going on? Where am I? That's why. Because I put the ones for the cap in the cap. I said that, right? You say so. No, I'm wrong answer. The security talk came out there. The diaphragm cover. These were all regular screws. That one has been cross-threaded somewhere. You see, it's got a bit of a thread on the end of it. Try not to use that. Let's see what else we've got. They're certainly not cross-threaded. They've gone in over a finger tight. other side. So we've got that choke block with the rubbers. You've got that tiny one down there. Let's see if I can get it with this. Yeah. Oh, it feels weird. It's out though. It's out and it's not damaged. And we're going to put these. Don't want to work on that. Put them over there. Let's put everything here. The emulsion tube. Could use a bigger screwdriver on that. I think I did, didn't I? Oh yeah, that's got a better grip of it. Good. Oh, just folded that gasket over and broken it. That was a good idea. Emulsion tube. The gasket was in my hand there, just folded over and broken. There's one in my kit, so that's alright. We're going to be cleaning old gasket off this. Don't want to lift. Work it loose. Try and take as much with it as possible in first place. Came off pretty well then, other than the bit that I snapped. Just clean the face of that. There we go, you can see a bit of gasket coming off there. We wanted that on there. All these little bits make a difference. When they talk about varnish fuel, it's like that. Look at that there. Kick. Brown. And these are pretty good. I mean, some carbs are absolutely full of, well, it looks like foam or something, grotty, foamy cack with all the ethanols turned and just old. Right, let's have this off. Satisfying little click there. What's left? That one, that one, that one. And that's it. So this one's clean properly, really. I'm gonna use my super duper drill. Just most of that varnished fuel off there. And I'm just going to give it a scrub with that plastic brush. So what?
Something smells hot.
The worst looking bit of this is where the inside of that big tube sits, which isn't a surprise because it did look a bit khaki when it came out. So somehow I'm going to clean down there. Stuff some tissue down there is what we're going to do. Like that. Too bad now. Most of it out. So I'm going to grip that in my drill again, like I did with the other one. It seemed to do a good job. Spray. Looking at that, I think I've got a bit of tissue inside it. So I'll blast that out. Shut off somewhere, didn't that? the jets we took out, that emulsion tube with the tiny 6 holes, clear and clear, looking good. We'll give it a quick run over. Emulsion tube, so I'll drop that in. Biggest screwdriver that fits. Spin it in. Nip it up. Remember it's brass. Top of this screw, maybe on this drill. Don't go on the floor. Tight, nip it up. What we got left? This tiny one. Well, this is the one to be careful with because the hole's so tiny. That one is definitely blocked. So we'll start with firing air down it backwards. And that has not unblocked it. So so this one is blocked, and it's a tiny. Let me show you the size of the thing. So the big hole end is that big, but the jet end is that tiny little pinpoint in the end of there. So often when they're blocked, you run a bit of air down backwards and it'll blast whatever it is out that way. And it really is, you're talking a speck of dust, but it's definitely blocked. So I'm going to find something. I want a pin. Pin, the tiniest of pins. Quanny, while you're sat there looking beautiful, can you fetch me a very small pin or needle, please? For sewing? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, smallest you've got.
Is
As in,
50 pins okay?
if it's tiny, yes. I'm looking for a very small point.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
I did have some in here, and they were stuck to a magnet, so I didn't lose them or hurt myself on them. And I've lost them. Can't see them. Can't see them. Trying to think what else I've got that's very thin. Oh, they're a nice sharp little pin. Let's try that. Got it? No. Don't like doing that. I think I'll be looking in my Amazon kit for one of these. Have a look what you got. Thank you. Let's try that.
Alright.
So, well, I don't know. We'll see. Hello, little cat.
Where have you been? Oh yeah. Is that small enough? I don't
I don't know.
think I have any small.
Well, if it's
Can't
not,
find it.
I'll have to try another way.
Don't get.
Airline down it, so she might jump when I do it.
Okay, so I let her down.
Let her down, otherwise she'll be cat scratched.
I should have said brother.
Let's have a look. No, I'm still not seeing anything. It's proper blocked. See if we can scrape it loose. Don't really like going in from this side. Because this is probably which way it's came in. So you're pushing it further in. Then you might just crush it up and it comes out. What else have I got? Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look in these spare ones I've got and see if these aren't blocked, because double check, but I'm pretty sure there isn't one in that kit. It's not a set of jets. So we want that out. Oh, block's loose. Don't organise these ones. I'm getting sunburn on my head, I can tell. I'm going to go get a head covering. Upside to having a workshop with a clear roof is it's nice and light. Downside, you sunburn without realising. Which one is it? It's that left one. It's that one. It's got one in, that's a start. And we want these small straight screwdrivers. That's that one. Feel for the slot, there it is, and take it out. Come on, this will be it. And this one says it's got a hole. Don't know if you can see that on camera. Let's have a go. Let's have a go. Can we see that on camera? I don't know if you can see daylight down that, but that's what we want. So, blast airline through it anyway. Something as simple as that will cause you running problems. Last look before I put it in. Yep, it's got a hole. I think that's the pilot as well, so that's your tick over problems. They've been so tiny, it's got to be that, isn't it? Now, which one am I putting it in? This one, definitely. This is the one I'm rebuilding. So I will put that one back in there. So we've got the little one in the emulsion tube, one there, and I want my gasket. So I have to put that one in there, didn't I? So I remember where it comes from. I know it's blocked, but there's no point losing it. I might clear that. I might chemically clear that. Get a little bit of vinegar. Soak it. We'll see. Gasket. I see the gasket in my bag. Right. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. So, we put the main tube in first, as I said before, using pliers there because it's a long drop. Put my finger behind it, otherwise it'll slide out. The notch that it has to line up on goes that way. That goes there. That's that O-ring. Slides down there. There's you. Oh no, it's there, sorry. Not traces the front of the bike. There. Good. Put that there, don't forget the washer there. Finger tight, long screw, nice in condition in the top, bottom screw, nice condition, short one in the bottom, long one in the top. Don't tighten everything till they've all found the centre. Hello, little kid. Oh, I didn't put the rubber things on the bottom of it. You knew that, didn't you? You were shouting at the camera. You forgot your rubber bits. Don't forget your rubber. Important words in life. Don't forget your rubber. Just turn that so it don't fall out. Find my rubber. They're in here. Again, that one looks a mess. Somebody didn't put them in right. They're not in my kit, are they? No, they're not in my kit. That one's not found its thread. The wiggle room. There it is. Pin. That's a monkey screwdriver, don't do that. Keep it clean. That'd be annoying, wouldn't it? Bit of muck from your screwdriver went in as you shut it. Right. That's off that one. Put that back in there. Right. Float valve and float. So this float is nice and clean. This valve went in nice and easy with some pin nose pliers. There we go. And then slide that down so it just catches above the little leg that sticks out. Now I'm going to try and do the same as I did before, blowing on it. We're going to cover that end on this one. Yeah, we're about parallel when fuel's cut off, so we'll go with that. Happy with that. So then we will do the same with this, running it over 1000 grit sandpaper. What have you brought?
This.
Hot dog. A wholesome, nutritious hot dog. He's a bite. Annie, put my sausage in your mouth.
I'm doing it.
I can see. Ooh, filth. Do. Pepper's getting done. Now, not happy with that. Too mucky. State of that. Yuck. Let's get that cleaned out. Spray it over here. Varnished petrol at the bottom of here. I'm just scratching that free. Any one of those flakes could block that pilot jet. And remember, these are all, anything in this bowl is after your fuel filter, so there's nothing stopping it going in. Go on then. No, thank you. It's looking a large better. Go. Mind camera here at all. You got the idea. Scrub it, clean it, make it spotless. Blast. Get a seal in the other bag. Seal. What time is it, dear?
Time is 1:30.
1:30.
We've got guests.
Yeah. forgotten anything? I don't think I have. That seal looking? Okay, I thought it felt a bit wrong. Don't nip the seal. Don't nip the seal. It's a bit funny because when you tip it over like that to get around that fuel pipe, you press the seal and it moves it. You're not nipping it until you put your casing down and then you nip it, so that's great. And dare I say, these Chinesiums don't stay quite as good in place as the Japanesiums. What are you laughing at? Huh? Here's a memory question. Which was the one with the damaged thread? Was it that one? I think it was. Yes. I don't want to use that really. I want a nice screw. The beauty of having spare parts. Off. Blue roll everywhere. Falling from shed roof like toffee crisp wrappers. Nice. Right, happy with float side. So now we'll deal with slider side. I cleaned these before, so shouldn't be too bad. This again, we're accumulating blue roll everywhere. Get rid of it. Be gone. And that rubber O-ring I need from the back. So it. I showed it to the camera. Come on, come to me. Where are you? Come to me. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Air screws, I haven't done air screws. Actually, I don't think it's the same loading, it looks smaller. Great, fantastic when you've got all wrong parts. Thank you, China. Tiny C-clips. they got rubbers on there? No. No. We'll have to make do with what we've got. Or find it. Did I tip it out? Let's have a quick search. What's that bag? Look in there. Snot in there. And then I took these out at the same time. And the springs, it's not there. Probably blasted it across my workshop with my air gun when I was cleaning things. So if it's on my floor, I can't see it. Seeing it. I'm not seeing it. So it's tough. We'll use the one we've got. It'll turn up in about 7 bikes time. I'll just use that one there. Position. He's in position. What are we doing? We're putting these right. New diaphragms. Maybe the diaphragms come with one in the bag. Let's check. I don't think they do. They don't look like they do. They look like there's a spring and a screw cap. There's the spring. There. Screw cap stuck in there. Come out. Come out. Come out. Oh, come out. A spring for safekeeping. Oh, wow. We've got the screw cap out. Right, let's try not to get anything on these. So we want the spring and the screw cap. We want the needle out of these. This needle, better quality. Now there's 5 settings on these. And let me get that on camera. 5 settings where that E-ring can be. I suggest you leave it on the middle one, unless you're tuning things. Trust Yamaha, they knew what they were doing. Drop that in, turn it till it drops in its slot, because there's a little locating hole there and there's a little locating pin. Now I'm going to use their screw cap, but I'm going to use my spring, I think, because it's a chunkier spring. and it's in the hole. So how do you get that? Clean the screwdriver, back of your knee, excellent place to clean things. How do you get that stuck to your screwdriver blade so you can put it in there? Well then, what you do is you get a little bit of grease on the end of your screwdriver. Do that. It's in. And a greasy screwdriver. So it's got a little bit of spring loading. Now, drop that in there. There's a little lip there if you like. Try that not going down. What's going on? Needle's not quite lined up. So again, I'm gonna my little pin nose because my fingers are too big. Lift that up, and it goes down. It goes down the end of that tube, but it's dropping a couple of millimeters behind it. There we go. Are we in? We're in. And then I don't think it came with springs. I used my springs. And the lid. Now you don't want to nip your diaphragm. You want it to sit in that recess, ideally. Because if you nip it, you put holes in it. We might as well left the old ones on with holes in. Don't want to sit though, does it? Let's see what happens. See, no spring on that. Gently does it. It's gone down. Feel? Yeah, it all looks like it's in. Yeah. Feels good. Feels like it sits right. So these screws that we said came out of here. Remind me to check that air screw before we finish. See, I'm talking to you watching. Remind me. Post a comment. Ben, check that bloody air screw before you forget. Torques, not torques. Torques driver is here. Like to do is put a bit more force on that Torx. It's a security Torx and my screwdriver isn't, and my bit set isn't either. The security Torx is a Torx with a hole up in the bottom of your thing. I mean, mine fits, just it doesn't go all the way in. So you won't tight thing with it. Right. Where's that needle? There. Pin rather. Pin. Stick it to a magnet over here. So that when I need it, I might find it. Right, same again here then. We will put that new one out to there. Springs in the bottom of there. So I will reach. Just put it in place. Spring just goes down the middle. There's no point putting it in yet, is there? Now put my needle in. There's my needle. Big screwdriver. Plastic screw undone. Tip it out. Again, check it's on the middle one of 5. It is. Washer on top. It needs to go down the middle of there. Twist till it drops in. Spring on top. Didn't land in the right hole. Go on, get in. Yes. And then white screw cap. Greased up screwdriver. Straight in. Don't tighten it up so much, remember it's a plastic screw. These have got a bit of wobble to them, so this is why you've got to make sure. I'll show you on camera close enough. Make sure that when you come down it goes in, so there it's dropping in front of it. It's in the hole like that. Spring, turn until that little tab sits there. Yep, happy with that. That all sort of sits nice. Nip your rubber. Like that. Gently. 1, 2. Spin them in. That's the Torx one. Oh, right. I can hear you. Air screw. I've heard. Biggest screwdriver you can get down there. Yeah, it turns freely. Let's check it's all there. It should have spring and all that with it. this little screw is probably the biggest reason these carbs get written off. Because somebody doesn't adjust it for 20 years, and then when they go to adjust it, it's seized up. Now, that one has got its spring on it. So you can see it's got a spring. The other one's come out with no spring, and I think I can see it. So I'm going to give it a little wiggle with a smaller screwdriver. With a screwdriver that fits down the middle of the spring, really, which is not that one. The smaller. What have we got? There's a little dinky wink one there, look. Teeny tiny, with a bit of a rough end as well. That might just snatch it and pull it out. Yeah, look at that. Like I planned it. Rusty as hell. Rusty as hell, is that? Rubbish. Let me show you the state of that. Look at that screw. Wow. That's not going back in. That is something that comes in the old Amazonian kit. Let's have a look at the size comparison with the Amazon one. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks alright. Let's have a get off. There we go. It's got a thinner shaft, but I think pretty good comparison overall. And obviously we'll use the new springs as well. Now I want a bit of a rinse out of those, so they go through to this little pinhole here. So I'm just going to blow airline backwards through that if I can. Just see if any cat comes out. Put my hand over it, see what I catch. Nothing. Right, that one. Makes me wonder, is it blocked? We blow this way. Oh, it's definitely not blocked. We can feel air. Oh, definitely feel air. Press rings again. Good, that's what I wanted. Liquid running backwards out the hole. Prop your carbs on your fat belly. Line up your straw above your hole. Yeah, it was definitely passing through. Good. It looks clean. Good. So we will. So we put a fresh air screw in there. Fresh spring. So two springs in here. Maybe that one. I seem to remember when I did my other one that there was a washer and a tiny rubber on some of these. I'm going to get the diagram and check. Makes me wonder, is it in there? Just got a feeling there's one in here. Look. Bloody knew it. Trust your instincts. What's that? Is that a rubber? Yeah. So, there's a washer in there too. Let's try this one. There we go. That's definitely a metal washer. That's definitely not metal. Or is that metal? Oh, it might be both there. They might be stuck together. Yes. Look at you. So now I think there's a rubber one in here still. We're gonna go get a very bright torch, shine it in that hole. That one looks shiny. Let's have another feel. Maybe if I do it when it's upside down, if it's gonna fall, it will. Just checking my camera's still recording. 2.5 hours. I think it's there. Go in that side, come across. Take a different little stick to get it. Gink on the end. Not sure that's going in far enough. Back to the original. Right, where is it? I can't see anything. That's top one, that's why. Let's try that. Not getting far enough, didn't feel right. Right, what position's that in? Yeah, it's sat there. It's just sat there. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! Teeny tiny rubber. I was sure it had one. Right. It didn't even rinse out either when I rinsed it. It just shows, doesn't it? I'm going to blow air down there again now. Good airflow through those gaps. So, do I have a boring pack? Just out of curiosity. No, I've got crush washers. That's not what we're looking for. Okay. So, if I put that on there, washer, and then you put the rubber ore in, insert it, and again, screwdriver, feels good. So they say nip it up, not hard, just till it touches, the gentlest of touches. You might even feel the tip of the needle come through that hole there. It's the gentlest of touches up. There. So Milwaukee signs up. So we go 1 full turn, 2 full turn. That should be a fairly good default setting. That's it. Don't get giddy with it. 2. Other air screw is there. You don't get giddy with it because you snap this tiny little point off. Look at the point. It's minuscule. This is why you tighten until it touches and then go 2 turns off. The spring as well. There's the spring. I see the spring. Spring on. Washer on, rubber oring on, gently does it. So at some point in the last half hour, my phone switched off. Of course, it didn't warn me that I'd forgot to plug it in, because when you're recording, it don't make any sound. So it didn't, and I don't know when. Anyway, I finished the carbs. I've put them on the bike. I've realised the camera's flat. I'm looking at this, and we don't seem to have a fuel leak. Let me bring you over. So where are you? They're on. Horrible rubber for mounting, but they're on, and they're not leaking like they were before, so that's good. And that pilot jet's cleaned. So choke down is on. Temporary battery stood there. Green neutral light's a good thing. Choke down, run, lights. Let's see what happens. Choke, start. How's it go? Whoop. Throttle cable's not connected. think they want balancing. I think the front one's shutting off too early, but other than that, runs well. Throttle response is very sharp. But as it warms up there and I took it off choke, front one's cutting out, so I think the carbs just want balancing. I'll have to get my balancer on them. I'll do a video about that. Anyway, that's enough for today. Mucky hands, and it's barbecue and beer time. Bye bye.